Bad girls don't die, they multiply. As soon as she walked into Singles Infernals, all the girls knew that she was going to be a big problem. And all the guys could not help to have this one contestant living in their minds rent free. I mean, one guy literally acted like that he couldn't even breathe sitting next to this woman. Now, who is she? We're talking about the one and only Song Jia. The girl that broke the internet, they tried to cancel, but they still can't stop. This is Rain Said That, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm just going to be really honest when I say that without Song Jia breaking through Singles Inferno, I don't think the show would have been as much as a big success. I mean, imagine season Inferno, season 1 without Song Jia. It would have been quite boring because she had the beauty, the charm, and her I don't give a F attitude that made all the guys love her. But honestly, she made all the women hate her. I mean, what was it about Song Jia that had all the guys literally at her beck and call? They literally worshiped the ground that she walked on, and she didn't even care about them. She literally stated in confessional that none of the guys were her type, but she'll figure something out. So at the end of the night, after they had dinner, after they brought the water back, they had a challenge where they got to send love notes to one another. And Song Jia ended up getting 4 notes. That's majority of all the contestants that's on Singles Inferno. She actually couldn't read a room. She was saying that she was confused as to why she got so many because she really didn't speak to a lot of people. But it was just something about her that they could not deny. Now, all the girls were trying to get at her business that night, trying to figure out did she get any notes or did she not. But one thing about Song Jia is that she does not let anyone in her business, and you're going to have to figure out just like the rest of us. She played a really good game, and honestly, I feel as though all the other contestants continue from season 2, season 3, season 4, definitely use some plays out of her handbook. Remember when it took her forever to get ready for breakfast and all the girls were already at breakfast? They didn't really do too much. They didn't really get dressed up. And as soon as Song Jia and Jin Young goes into the breakfast line, they literally had to go and change clothes. I think they forgot that they're on national television and you should always look your best. But one thing about Song Jia is that she's always going to look her best because it's her habit, it's in her routine to do so. And we're going to be speaking about Kim, the one that dished her after all the controversy. He wasn't, my best choice for her anyways, because honestly, he wanted some of her attention. He wanted some of her shine. And when the tough got going, he ran. See, temporary people will fold under pressure, but someone that's for you, they would ride the storm through the wave. Even though they did try to cancel Song Jia and bury her, she still rises. She still has her businesses. She's still an influencer. But I feel as though she's now a little bit more private. She's not as open as she used to be, thanks to all the haters and all the naysayers that has been very envious of her throughout the time, especially in her career, her living her luxurious life, when everyone was trying to call her out, saying that she was a fraud and phony, only to find out that that wasn't even true. And since she was the first it girl of Singles Inferno, I feel as though that's why she received so much backlash. I mean, you always receive a lot of backlash when you're the first to do something. So not only was she dealing with jealous girls on the show, she was dealing with jealous people that was watching her, not only online, but, in customs in her country. And that ended up backfiring on them, because she still solidified her space. People are still talking about her till this day. So who really lost? Now let's get into her stalker Troy. And I do call her a stalker because I feel as though if they wasn't on a show and she would have met him in real life, I feel as though he would literally stalk her the same way he was stalking her on the show. I don't understand why a lot of people was thinking that it was cute and it was charming, the way he was always following her, behind her, in front of her, thinking about her. Like, he literally could not function at one point. He literally fell into a deep, dark depression. So I feel like on their first night in paradise, she was probably picking up those weird vibes that maybe he's not going to be a love interest because he's not used to dealing with a type of woman like her. And when a guy is not really used to dealing with the type of woman that they know that maybe they're not really ready for, and they begin to be obsessed. And he was definitely giving obsessed with Songjia. She was more of an object than a lover. And that's where the disconnect went left, because I feel as though after this night and having the conversation and spending time with him, I feel as though she began to realize the huge red flags that cannot be missed. So this is the main reason why she wanted to get that one-on-one time, to get clarity, because when you're on the show with someone or you're spending time with them, around a lot of people, you can get a little bit of the story. But when you're one-on-one with somebody and there's no distractions, just you and them, then you begin to see, I don't really like them as much as I like Kim. And she really didn't have any more options but Kim on the island. And I'm not gonna lie, Kim was very handsome. He did have a nice body, but again, like I'm telling you guys, I did not like his attitude. I did not like his mannerism, because again, he's not used to girls not wanting him. He has a nice face, he has a nice body, he has a nice job, but honestly, he cannot compare to Songjia, not even on paper. And it's kind of the case where you think that a guy's interested in you, but they really only interested in you because you're the one who get all the attention, and they really want that attention for themselves. So they'll want to be dating you or be attached to you in some way. And I feel as though that was the whole situation with Kim, because if he was honestly interested in love and a real relationship with Songjia, he would have had her back when all the controversy hit. He should have been her rock, and he just literally left her out there to dry. Like, literally left her out there to dry. And I thought that he had more stamina than that. I thought that he could be able to push through, especially during, we found out that he's like a Navy SEAL or something like that. So you would think that he could deal with the pressure, but as soon as the pressure hit, he crumbled like a piece of paper. Now, in the next scene, when she's dealing with Troy, you can actually see in her face that she's beginning to become aggravated, because he's not understanding the social cues, that she really doesn't really be bothered with him. And she really kind of only sees him as a friend at this point. And, he just still laying everything on thick. Like, it's just like she cannot get rid of this man. Like, can someone give him a hint to let him know that she doesn't want him? I mean, she did eventually tell him, but he didn't even take, it well. He was literally outside, not changing clothes. It's not funny, but it's funny because I was just not expecting that. And, he still was pursuing her after that. He still wanted her. He still wanted to be in vicinity. He literally told her that, Kim was hurting his feelings because he was saying that him and Songjia is going to be together. And, it was just making him sad in his heart, because he felt like that he didn't have a chance, but he really did not have a chance. So they did end up bringing a new contestant in the house for her, because honestly, it was starting to get a little weird. It was starting to get a little stalkerish. So they tried to deflect that real quick by bringing in the new guy, which all the girls were so surprised when he chose, Songjia, which I don't understand why they were so surprised about. I mean, he did have other connections in the villa, but, it was nothing compared to... I just don't understand why they thought it was going to be a different outcome when everybody was in love with her. I mean, even the new guy. Yeah, he talked to you guys. Yeah, he gave you guys a few laughs, but he actually knew her behind the scenes. They were supposed to meet up one time, and obviously he still got her on his mind. But as you can tell by her body language and the way that she was looking at him, she was not even interested in him either. It's like he just wanted the opportunity to meet her. He's heard about her. They're in the same kind of entertainment industry, even though he's a background dancer and she's an influencer. I just feel like maybe she has heard some things about him, or it's just something about his vibe that she did not like. And then she ended up asking him the question of, would you choose love over friendship? And he literally copied off of her and said, I would choose love. I don't think that he would. It took him a while to answer the question. And honestly, I just feel like that she wasn't impressed by him. She was never really interested in him, and he was thinking that he had a shot only because they're in the same sector. But that had her running right back to Kim. Now, even though I did not really like Kim for her, honestly, he was the best match that she can get being on Singles Inferno, because besides Stalker and Background Dancer, and then they had Jin Tech, then Seoon was interested in the other girl, Jin Young. I mean, who else would she leave with? It only made sense. He was actually had the confidence to be able to understand her and be able to deal with her lifestyle. I mean, so she thought. But honestly, that was the it for her. Now, I think that Singles Inferno should do an all-star season because I really want her with my man, Jin Young. Okay, I feel like Jin Young and Song Jia would make a good couple. Who would you guys pair her for any person or any other guys from the season? Would you actually pair Song Jia with Yook? Comment down below who you guys would pair her with. Do you guys think that Singles Inferno should have an all-star season? But other than that, thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you guys next time.